Hey Scorpio, how's it going everyone? Welcome to Blue Mountains Tarot. Gonna do your reading for the first half of July. We're not at the second half yet. First half of July, 1st to the 15th, or whenever you find this video, maybe it is in the later half of July. These are general readings, so please keep that in mind. Only take messages that resonate for you. If they don't, let them be. I do offer personal Zoom calls. If you're interested in a personal reading, below in the description box is where you'll find my email details to get in touch and set that up. Thank you so much, Scorpio, for all of your likes, shares, comments, subscriptions, support, donations, etc. Anybody that's I appreciate all the support that everybody is sharing with me and sending my way. Let's take a look. Scorpio, the Emperor, that came flying out. Two of Pentacles. I hope none of you are second guessing your strengths, your powers, your abilities, just saying, but that's what I'm getting. The Hierophant. There's a thing here around, like, you have two very powerful characters here, the Hierophant, the Emperor, that you're trying to maybe, it's, to me, I see this as like, if any of you are familiar with Buddhism, it's about being on the middle road. It's about, we have one foot in our spiritual path and we have one foot in the material world. And you could be wavering back and forth, which we often do. Some people can go to the extreme of just being all into the spiritual and they're not really grounded. It can be unhealthy, or you could be overly, heavy weighted on the material world and only focusing on wealth and accomplishment and growth and all that stuff and completely lose touch with your higher power. So there could be something that is making you think, or you're in this place potentially, Scorpio, of aligning your belief systems. And sometimes, it's about having that reminder within yourself, because sometimes we can get into let's say you can get into a very spiritual place and you don't want anything to do with the material and you want to live like a hermit and, have or sometimes you're like, oh, I want all this money and I want material and I want success and I want to grow and I want to build a company. So there's something here, Scorpio, that I think we are it's like capable of having both. I think it's part of being on planet Earth. It's kind of hard to not be a part of the physical material world, but also be in touch with your spiritual beliefs and your path. Also allowing yourself to accept that what's meant for you will be, and what's not meant for you is not meant for you. And so not to sort of, on one side, either get all caught up in your ego that you are pushing so hard to get a certain place or certain thing in your life, but also to not get hopeless either and be like, well, I guess it's not for me, but also accepting what's meant for you and what's not meant for you. I know that was a lot, but those are very strong energies, and I want to see what's the outcome of this. What's the advice for Scorpio in all of this? You have Aries and Taurus. Yeah, the Nine of Wands. So there's that, it's interesting. The Nine of Wands, this is like the warrior. Both roads are difficult. Both roads come with struggle. And you choose the middle. The middle way kind of gives you a bit of both. But if I said to you today, like, okay, tomorrow morning you got to go be a monk, and you have to sell everything you have and go live in a monastery, in a monk monastery in the middle of Thailand, and be done with the society and the world of material, and shave your head and go into purity mode. There's a grueling experience, and there's a lot of preparation and a lot of training and a lot of perseverance, and they have, that doesn't just come easily. From what I understand, I'm not a monk, but I do study Buddhism. I do appreciate Buddhism and spirituality and all that. Either way, this is saying we have struggles. So some people say, well, I would love to have a success and money and I will never have struggles. Sure, yeah, they do. Everyone has struggles. Or I want to sell everything and have nothing to my name and I don't want to struggle anymore. I'm done. There's struggles there. So you don't have to give up either. And I think a lot of you are pushing forward to find a sense of balance here in your life, to choose, a bit of both. This could be affecting your relationships. So when I see the Emperor with the Hierophant, this is also something where I can think of somebody right now, the client that I read for, she's growing spiritually. She's really, really wanting to be a part of a spiritual path. She's really discovering a lot about herself, what life means to her, her beliefs. Her whole world is changing because of her faith and her trust in her higher power, and she's delving into this. And her person isn't necessarily there yet. So this could be causing a little bit of strain or struggle in that some of you are growing in one way and maybe others are growing on the material way. Maybe there's somebody that says, hey, I have a ton of wealth and I need a very wealthy partner. I don't want anybody who doesn't have enough to keep up with my lifestyle. I don't care how spiritual you are. I want the big shiny things in life. There's a fine balance. This feels like a very specific message, Scorpio. I feel like I'm going, it's not a rant, but it's really sharing this. This is what I'm getting. Tell me about this Hierophant side of things. Tell me about the Hierophant. What's the Hierophant for Scorpio? The Seven of Wands. Okay. So there is an energy that you do have to, maybe some of you are feeling a little bit on guard or protecting that, your beliefs, your path, your spiritual path, your commitment. So some of you are saying, no, I am safeguarding my commitment to, maybe it's to yourself, to your partner, your marriage, whatever. Tell me about the Emperor. I feel like some of you are just throwing it all. Eight of Pentacles. Okay, there's the work, there's the productivity, there's I want to make my money, I want to grow, I want to work hard all day long. Okay, so it's just confirming that maybe something has to give a little bit here in your situation, Scorpio, where you might be getting a little defensive or you could be getting a little bit it's the middle ground is what I feel. I felt it right away when I saw this. It's benefiting from both, having the best of both, having as much success and much wealth as you want, and also coming from a spiritual place too, having that integrity. There's that Five of Wands, King of Swords. Why the King of Swords? This could be mentally challenging you, but I think that it's something that you have to kind of set your mind free from in a way, because there's a lot of different opinions. Even my opinions are not my opinion. Well, yeah, I guess so. Even the viewpoints that I shared, they're not necessarily my opinions, but they're viewpoints, different contexts, different scenarios, different examples. They may or may not agree with everybody. And so you could be in this place. What's this Five of Wands struggle about? There is something that's causing a bit of rift, the Six of Cups. Okay, so I think it's also something that could be you struggling with the way you were maybe raised, how things in your past reflect. It's conflicting with you. And I think a lot of you could be outgrowing some old beliefs that you're learning a lot. This King of Swords is getting a lot of mental clarity, starting to wake up to things. And I think that's what's taking place here with the Six of Cups, is that there's something that's a reflection of your past, possibly down to your child, the way you were raised, maybe some of your belief systems, maybe it's societal or family values that are trying to be infused or encouraged, that maybe they don't sit with you the same way they once did. What's this King of Swords? The Four of Pentacles. So some of you could, again, there's that Seven of Wands. You're kind of protecting an aspect of yourself or something about yourself here, Scorpio. It's on this side. It's like, you don't want to lose what you've worked so hard for. You don't want to throw the towel into a situation that you still have beliefs around, but you're also kind of maybe taking a little bit of time here to kind of digest all of this, go within, think it all through. There could be a thing around your finances. Okay, there could be something here about, can I do something? Can I still live very contently and happily? And can I have a good life and live on less? Be a little more simplified. Maybe some of you are doing some, mental clearing and sort of saying, do I need all of this mental stimulation? Do I need all these things that consume my mind, that take up my energy? Do I have to have all this administration in my life? All of these material like sometimes I know people very close to me who have like 13 real estate properties. I can't imagine administering all that, all the responsibility of that, the tax bills, the property tax, like all of that, the tenants, like it's a lot. It's a lot to administer and to manage. And so I think some of you might be sort of going within a little bit in your life. Doesn't have to be to that extent. Very successful person, but probably could streamline maybe or simplify. And that could be something you're thinking about. Maybe you thrive on that. I know this person doesn't necessarily thrive on that. It's a lot of stress. The market collapses. All of your money just instantly kind of changes. So there could be a thing around you're definitely keeping your cards close to your chest, your money, your thoughts, your ideas. And I think that there's a thing here, Scorpio, that you want to make some changes in your life and you're trying to juggle kind of a partnership or like two sides of the coin here. You're juggling two concepts of life or work or relationships. Can I have the best of both worlds? I think you can. Do I go one way or the other? And yeah, I think you can. You can live however you want. You can be a monk or you can drive a Ferrari. It's up to you. It's free choice, free will, your experience, your fun or your suffer. It depends on how you see it. So I think some of you are really trying to find balance in a very, how do I say this? It's like you're in the thick of it in your life. You're in it. So it's kind of like this is not starting off leaving home as a student. You're in it. You've accomplished or maybe you've lost a lot. I don't know. You've gone through, either way, there are struggles here to deal with. This is a very interesting reading and it's a very interesting energy that I'm getting. What's the healing advice for Scorpio? What's the healing advice? What's the clarity that they need or the support, the help? What is the advice for them? Some of you are definitely, just one sec. Actually, I got to hold off on that. Some of you are definitely questioning or considering the options, making a choice, juggling. Am I committed or married to this role in my life or role model? Do I want to be the CEO anymore? Or do I want to just cut it all off? Do I want to be married to this CEO? Do I want to be married to this person or not? Do I want all of this? Am I really going in now full force, like we're here, we're in it? Because there is something for some of you that could have a little bit of a, either you've had a bit of a grueling experience, or you're like, this is a lot of work. And there's a lot of possible outside influences, a lot of maybe pressure. Again, especially if you're caught up in societal expectations or what you think your expectations are of yourself towards others, that can be a lot of energy. Some of you are quietly contemplating. It's kind of like, I think I'll stay in tonight. I don't want to go to this CEO dinner with a bunch of people at $1,000 meal. It's not you're contemplating. Do I want that? Or do I want to start growing an organic farm for myself? It's this whole duality thing. What's the healing? I feel here that some of you are on. You are changing. You are elevating. Like you're wakening up. You're awakening. Your mindset is changing because life is making you think. The Fool. Holy cow. See? Fresh new start. Not taking any baggage with him. The Fool lives very lightly. He's ready for a new beginning. It's a leap of faith for you. On either side, I do think it's interesting. I said you could take the middle road, the middle path. The Fool is starting off his new journey on his path. New people to meet, new experiences to have, new spiritual experiences, new lessons, finding out what he likes, what he doesn't like through all the experiences of the Fool. The Page of Pentacles. So there you have it, Scorpio. There is this bit of a recalibration of how you're going to live on your next journey in life. And like I said, I think you can have it all. I think it's very important to infuse or have your spiritual path aligned, especially in business. I think it's very helpful, but I think you can have both. And I think that there's something here that's sort of, it's a decision that you're going to have to figure out how wide is that middle road for you, and how we waver. We go back and forth all the time. Humans, ego, spirit, like it's back and forth. So there it is. I think that there's a new start for you. There's a new beginning. You've got a lot of Aries energy here, so you could be connecting with an Aries. Specifically, Aries and Taurus are your main zodiacs here that you could be connecting with. Well, let's do the wisdom card. Speaking of Buddhism, this is why I have the wisdom of the Tao. Ancient Buddhism, Taoism. Let's see what they have to say. What is the message for Scorpio in all of this? Let's see what they have to say. It's interesting because these cards are purple. There's an amethyst in this box, which I keep with these cards. Amethyst being your crown, your higher self, your spiritual, that higher realm. What's for your highest good? How much density do you want in your life? How attached do you want to be to this life, to this 3D world? How attached or how elevated do you want to get into your path of spirituality? The Fool has a lot of purple. The Hierophant has a lot of purple. What's the message? Side note or side salad. Some of you do have kids, or you're kind of like, how do I want these kids to see their new reality? Or how do I want my kids' reality to be? Again, just speaking from personal experience, my family, my mom is retired now, but had an extremely successful business. And I would never have known a thing as a kid. I had no idea how successful they were. Very humble, made me work my ass off, gave me nothing, and had every means and more to help. I was so oblivious to the privilege, the opportunities compared to other kids living in a very small rural town where, wages were not exactly, I had no idea. I still don't even know what's going on. Oh my God. The earth. Guys, I just said, how much do you want to be attached to this earth? How much do you want to be attached to the 3D world? The grounded, the density. The powerful energy of the yin represents the earth, moon, and motherhood. It nurtures you and makes you strong. Welcome the positive vibration from the southwest and stay grounded. Grasp the golden timing, end of summer, beginning of fall. Kids go back to school in the fall. So there's something, and you have the word nurturing here. So I think that this is a message, Scorpio, that at the end of the day, we have to feel nurtured, both, financially, spiritually. Some people are very wealthy and they're spiritually malnourished, piss broke. And some people are financially piss broke and extremely wise and extremely connected to their spiritual path, because they're also aware that that does not make or break them. Living with little, having minimalism, having, humble ways. So this is really interesting, guys. Scorpio, I hope this message helps you, gives you something to think about. It's going to be a little more specific, I think, for people out there. But I think that to ensure you kind of enjoy the juggling and the choices that you have, to enjoy the spiritual and enjoy the material. And that's very reason why there are things like spiritual retreats, getaways, timeouts, to focus and delve into living for a week or two in a spiritual place. And then realizing, okay, I got to get back to my reality, get back to work and do my thing. Make my money. I got rent to pay or a mortgage to pay or a car, whatever. So I think there's something here about enjoying the best of both, guys. Maybe I'll call the reading that. Okay, Scorpio, I want to wish you guys an awesome day. Lots of success, lots of spiritual success and wellness, and lots of peace. Have a great day. I'll see you guys soon. Take care.